And do you think the fact that you are a gay man makes it even more difficult for you?
I believe so. I think that there is a psychological component to it. I've blogged about this, and I've spoken to many people in the community, and I've heard a lot of different stories where people tell me how in their own story they've encountered a similar situation. You have obviously told me, that you had alienation in your family, being the child of that product. I'm suffering through homophobia from a different perspective, which is from a newer generation, from my children. Traditionally, a lot of my friends have spoken to me about their experience where they might have been thrown out of their house because they were gay and because their parents could not accept their homosexuality. But in this case, it is my children who reject me. And even though from their birth, I had a very loving relationship with them and I was very present in their lives, the moment that they found out that I was gay and they started to understand this, suddenly seemed to change the dynamic of our relationship. They became a little bit more distant. And I couldn't quite understand why that would be, because I have...
But straight away, or it was a process?
It was a process. It took some time. My ex-wife told my children that I was gay at a very early age. My daughter is now 13. She told her when she was 9. So obviously my daughter knew that I was gay. Whether or not she understood what that meant is a different story. However, when I became involved in a serious relationship with another man, that's when things started to change. My partner, his name is Mike Ruiz, and he has become a very integral part of my life. And as we developed our relationship romantically, he got to meet my children, and we had a very loving relationship, very affectionate and open in front of my children, and they didn't seem to have a problem with this. It was only several months later that there seemed to be a strain and some discomfort, particularly on the part of my older child. Mm-hmm. So my presumption was that it was coming from an outside source, and the only source that I could think of was my ex-wife. So I think that maybe there was a jealousy issue there, but I couldn't quite pinpoint it until I actually hired, unfortunately, an attorney when I was told that I could not see my children anymore.
So you went through this marriage.
Yes.
Your wife knowing about your sexual orientation.
Correct.
And so it couldn't be a surprise for her that you could develop feelings for another man.
Correct.
So do you feel that this situation comes from where?
I believe that this has something to do with her sense of, I'll have to take a beat here because I'm forgetting the word. It's coming from a sense of low self-esteem, in my opinion. She married a man who she idealized, and I think that she wanted to change me, and I think that in her own mind she was convinced that she could do this. And moving forward, I was very in love with the idea of being in love with someone who could give me children. So I think that unconsciously was my motivation.
So you really wanted to become a father?
Correct.